Alright, we got our first scroll right here, folks. A shockwave struck one of the young lady that was performing of the recent youth folk singing contest, doing damage to the venue. Fortunately, no one was injured. Some inkling had a really high-pitched voice and almost basically destroyed the venue. That's someone we haven't seen before now, have we? Alrighty. Great work, Agent 4. Inkopolis may not be doomed after all. Well, we gotta get to level 2. Let's get to level 2 really quickly as well. Because again, after you've unlocked all the paths, it's just basically a simple walk to it and just have a ball with it. Alright, welcome to the Octopia, the Summer Wind Rise. I guess, you know, the Octarians gotta have their swimming pool and whatnot. Which, to be fair, Octarians do die in water. So, my question is, why would they make an underwater dome, or a dome that's full of water, and essentially saying their own death wish if that was the case? Now, I don't understand why Octarians would do that, but given the context, however, I wouldn't, you know, pass them that, you know, they think that they're gonna fill their place up with water. That means the Inklings would also have trouble as well, but still, it doesn't make any sense that these guys are... This is supposed to be their vacation hotspot for them. And I have no idea why they would, you know, do that in that regard. There's a bundle there. Now, it's always good to look around. Like, if you see a war panel, look around, because you might find something else that might take you to a secret area outside of what the game wants you to see. The game does this a lot, so it's best in your best interest to keep a good eye out. Don't assume that, you know, the secret items you're trying to find are going to be within eye shot. You're going to have to do a little exploring in this world. Much more exploring than did in Splatoon 1, because Splatoon 1 was just find the sunken scroll, and that was it. But now we have to find this other collectible. We have to, we don't have to do a double take on everything we look around for. Because once we... Oh, nope, you're not getting me. I'll let you be, Octarian. This is your place, after all, and I really don't care about you. I just care about the great Zapfish. My awkward silence said so. But I do like how the ink in this game, at least for single player, looks. I love this little, like, glitter aesthetic that the ink has. You could say that's technically the hero replica weapon's specialty. Oh, we got a squeezy. These things basically cause all kinds of grief. Ooh, let's jump over here. Find more armor. I do believe armor stacks up twice, I want to say. The more armor you have, the better you're going to be. And you know what? I'm not going to complain about having more armor. No harm, no foul. Oh. Also, the Octarians are using a lot more gadgets than normal. We'll see that later, where like, the Octarians have just become a lot more menacing and whatnot. But also, I would say that they really haven't changed, even though they're using a lot more technological prowess. They really don't act any different from how they acted in Splatoon 1, to my knowledge. So, you know, there's something up here. If they're allowing you to come on top, then you know exactly that's where our upgradable item is here. There we go. We'll grab our bundles of eggs. You want to find the power egg bundles, because, again, that's worth, like, 10 eggs. And also, if you complete a stage with your armor completely on and everything, and a special weapon you didn't use, that's extra money you can use, you gain from the stage itself. And you want to do that because, again, the power eggs are not in great supply, and it means you're going to have to grind money in this mode specifically to upgrade your weapons to have fire fasting rates and everything else that matter. Now, this game wants you to use the splashdown, another special, but these guys are the basic enemy types, so and your normal gun is probably more than enough to basically handle the wave at them. So don't worry about it. Boom. Dun, dun, dun. But I would say now, this game has a lot more stages than Splatoon 1 did. Like Splatoon 1, well, there's still the levels, the mini in the worlds from Splatoon 1 and Splatoon 2 are basically one and the same. Is that there's technically like, slightly more levels, or at least levels are a little more complex and take a little longer to complete. So we won't be able to complete this all in one session. No, not one bit. Not the way how much exploration we have to do. So this might take us a few settings, which is fine by me, because as I recall, Splatoon 1 only took me one session to complete. But this will take us a lot more as the game goes on, though. No worries. We got our both items here. We are out of here. Let's go get this. Huzzah! Zapfish get! Alrighty, music heads are still buzzing over the legendary Underground show 2 years ago. Anyone lucky enough to catch DJ Octavio's opening set and the Squid Sisters headlining had their minds blown at their lives changed that night. DJ Octavio is back in business, huh? Well, we're going to have to worry about him later. Hold on a second, folks. I'll be here. Alright, let's go. Let's get to World 3 here. Alright, let's do this. X button, X1, World 3. Let's go. Huzzah! I love this. I love how you can just jump like that and be good. Alright, here we go. Level 3, Sunset Octocopter. Dash and jump. Let's go. Now we get an introduction to a new concept. Almost every level we come across, folks, introduces a new concept of some kind. Not sure what you'll get into, as well as basically have a concept I don't technically like, but we have to do it anyway later on, which is okay by me, I guess, or something of that sort. But we have a step on this dash track that just trust me on this. Okay, whoop! Surprised they didn't face plant on the ground. Goodness me. Then we got Octocopter as a new enemy type. Well, not technically newish. We saw this in Splatoon 1, but it was like late in the story mode of the game. But now we're seeing them like early on, so it's like, yeah, we're getting. I guess that means we also got new grind rails that we can now grind on. It's something that wasn't in Splatoon 1. Again, it's adding more of that more of that 90s nostalgia, for skateboarders and whatnot. Being all cool and hip and everything. But I'll ask you a question for you guys. Do you guys actually miss, like, your childhood or something like that? Do you miss being in the 90s or before? As you grow up, you have to go into another year, another age, another decade. And you just miss that particular vibe that a previous decade had. Do you miss that? I kind of do on the occasion. There's just some things you just can't replicate in today's technology, and it only works in an older technology standard. That's why I kind of miss it. I kind of miss the 90s. I do kind of miss, because the 90s were like that changing period, where it was, to be cool and hip, use all kinds of weird language to basically say, hey, I'm cool, I'm hip, all that such. But now we have, like the technological evolution. Now we just have the TikTokers and the YouTube shorts and everything. We just see, how we act out in the world nowadays, which kind of ruins the whole, like the funniest home videos and whatnot, where people did back then, where they would just send their videotapes in and such, and see all these and all these funny shows. But now we can see funny shows just from basically just having people do the most awkwardest of things. Also, watch out for these little ink rollers or ink washers or something like that. Those things kill. Those things can kill off your armor in basically an instant. Do not mistake them. They will do a lot of damage. Just gotta make sure to keep my look around here because again, there's gotta watch out for this. Just looking around to see if I can find that sunken scroll. Goodness me, I almost got hit. That would not have been good on my front. Ooh, sorry, Bob. And there is a offshoot area over there we need to get towards. But we have to get up this first, though. And these little ink rollers, ink washers, just basically cover up our ink like nothing else. Come over here. And you can get this little dash panel to get up here. And there's our sunken scroll. Not bad at all. Again, the first world here is going to basically give you that sense of you should look around to get that sense of exploration down. Because again, the game is going to require you to do, to explore a lot of your surroundings just so you can get all the collectibles. Now, like I said, the sunken scrolls really don't do anything. And for the most part, and the other thing we're collecting, the Samadium, whatever it is, those things are just there to help as another additional collectible just to upgrade your weapons. And that's about it. But for the most part, though, the extra weapons you play with are basically just as good as their level 1 counterparts you get at the start. And so, it kind of makes me feel like, I would say spend your first, when you get the ability to do upgrades, upgrade your base shot, your basic gun and everything, just so that you can have that better firing rate, as well as reduce ink usage. All right, that level is done. After completing all the levels in a world, the boss opens up. We're moving! Ammo Knights will be moving to the new location soon. Many thanks to our loyal customers for your support. So again, the Ammo Knights from the plaza are moving to the square. Nothing more, nothing less. But now we have the boss kettle is open. We got this, Agent 4. Oh, yes, we do. Let's go get the boss of this place. Now, I'll say now, the bosses of this game have been improved since the first game. And, well, I would say this one is probably the most, I wouldn't say the most uniqueness, but it's kind of the most, what was going on in Nintendo's minds when making this. Who's ready to smell that bread? It's time to get our bakery on. Let's go. The industrial toast. Into the octo oven we go. Ah, no! And I'll tell you, this ink is interdimensional. For the record, because this thing just comes out of the ink like nothing else. And just like before, DJ Octavio's tentacle is powering this thing. As Splatoon 1, as he found out, he used up his own tentacle arms to power the Octarian's weapon systems. So we have the Octo Oven. This thing is a multi-phase boss fight. Bread will come out of the ovens here and basically try to ram you. But after a while, they overheat, which means it'll allow you to come up and climb up on these things. Climb up as best you can and get up here and hit it. Simple as that. Boom, yeah. And yeah, Marie will also give a lot of bread puns and such as donut stop. Ellie. No, Marie. No, that's Marie. Marie will give all these weird puns for this match. And I think this is the only time she does puns. But now we have the ink washers around us to watch out for. As well as watching out for the bread. But now also the oven itself has now gained a few more armor pieces. Which means we can't climb up where we did before. So we have to find another way up. This happens for every phase of the fight. And booyah! Cool! But don't it start loafing around, things might get a little wry. Ugh, Marie, enough with the puns. But now the ovens get armored themselves, or the bread gets the armor for themselves, and now we have to watch out for, it's probably this most devastating attack. The ink. The ink sprayer. This thing comes out all the way out to the edge. The only way for you to get around it is to just get as close as you can to the oven and hope for the best, because look, it covers the entire floor in ink. You gotta watch out for that. Woo. And while after that's done now, the bread's gonna come out and try to attack you. Watch out for when they ram you. Just watch out for it. But if you position yourself correctly and whatnot, you could basically put on yourself on a piece of bread that already has ink on it. And that's done for that. This guy's toast. Oh, now the bread's burnt. Well, I don't want that bread at all anymore. And that jelly. Ooh, that jelly's our own jelly. Well, bread and jelly, I guess. You get your Ceridium as usual. Actually, no, in in the first game there was Sucking Scrolls for the boss fight, but this time, however, now it's just the Ceridium that you collect in boss fights. There is no Sucking Scrolls for the boss fights.